And we are back with another round, the first one of the day, with Jesus Sicilia again in front with a very fast car as well. Aside him with a promise draft in front of him, Jonathan Alvarez is going to have the pleasure of chasing Jesus Sicilia, the number 8, with Heart to Heart International, our sponsor for this week's event. So thanks to them, thank you very much, and thanks to all of our viewers. If you are watching G Scene Racing right now, thank you very much, and I'm sure you are going to enjoy those very long lines of cars that we have prepared for you right now. They're going to have to go through those meters before the starting line. You can check it out in that map there. So it's going to get tense as they start. As soon as that pace car gets out of the way, we're going to see a lot of compression inside of the group.
It will be a short run up to the bus stop and the last chicane, and then the start of the race on the front straight, which was lengthened a few years ago, 15 years ago. In fact, it used to be way shorter. And we see the drivers on the front row, which are Jesus Sicilia and Jonathan Alvarez, usual suspects on that zone of the grid. Victor de la Fuente and David Perez on row number 2. Victor Lobato and Javier Garre, what a good qualifying for him on row number 3. Then Adrián Baeza and Juan José Sánchez on row, José Manuel Sicilia, on row number 4. And then Sergio Real, very good qualifying for him, and Antonio Jesus Villalon completing that top 10. So lots of interesting names in interesting positions, and a lot of good racing ahead of us when they get out of that bus stop chicane.
Yeah, and I'm sure that that's going to bring them to a fight. I don't know what's going to happen, what we're going to see just now. That pace car is going to get out of the way, and we are going to see the drivers wait for the green light, and there they go. Jesus Sicilia almost doing a stealth launch in front of all the drivers, being able to win a lot of distance. Victor de la Fuente is going to win the position over Jonathan Alvarez already. There we go. The number 25.
Whoa, spin right there.
And I don't know what driver had that spin right now, but was able to get out of the way. It seems that the rest of the group was able to keep going.
Up the right young corner. And there's a battle. We were seeing a battle. There's a spin by Francisco Javier González, but there was an absolutely high-heated battle on the front of the field. For second place, I think that Victor de la Fuente or Jonathan Alvarez was trying to regain second place.
It's going to be tough in that Camel Straight, where I'm sure that a lot of the drivers are going to be fighting each time. And there we go. Jonathan Alvarez was able to win that position in there.
So he's back into second again, and David Perez trying to make pressure on Victor de la Fuente, but he's also been almost overtaken. I think he is being pressured very, very high by Victor Lobato.
Besieged by David Perez, the number 19, already taking a position, chasing Victor de la Fuente. Ocean Landing and Alca Products chasing that David Motion Pictures car from Jonathan Alvarez.
And José Manuel Sicilia has won 2 positions on that start. He was 8th on the grid, and I think he's 6th at the moment.
And I must remind all of our viewers that you can check all of the information about the GHA jackpot that we will have in the last round in allgratefulhearts.org. Also visit gcracing.us to get all the information to be able to participate with us and all of the great drivers we are watching right now, like Aitor Cajide, the number 40 with Ultimus Esports. In a chase and a fast one, as well as Roberto Muñoz Saugar, who is trying to stay behind Juan José Sánchez in front of him with a future Nissan, the second car from B Social, chasing, and Carlos Molina with the Spec Ops, the number 26, going round that bus stop, that chicane. That is really a hard breaking point, and we saw in the practice session yesterday that they are going to that bump in that corner.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
let's see who gets to dodge danger incoming, because that was a bit of the question yesterday for Victor de la Fuente. He wasn't able to dodge Marcos Calvo, who absolutely passed the breaking point and rammed Victor de la Fuente, unfortunately, but that's the way it was. Victor Lobato, the number 14 with Regency Beauty Pageant, chasing that Alca Products car from David Perez. The number 19 staying in front, but very close as well to Victor de la Fuente.
We were seeing that freight train of cars that had broken from the rest of the grid. There's a 9-car group, or at least an 8-car group behind Jesus Sicilia, who has broken away from the rest of the pack. And they were very tidy through there, and it's still soon. They know it, and there's going to be hostilities there very, very soon. And there's Adrian Baez in 6th place. Both him and Sergio Real has gone and passed Javier Carro in that first lap, so they are making their way up the grid. And Victor Lobato will probably have to keep a hard look at his mirrors.
Antonio Jesus Villalon with Kinetic by Windstream, the number 2, in the middle of the pack, trying to take care of his chase, and every one of the drivers has work to do. Tight situation.
Miguel Lorenzo has some damage on the rear left corner of the car. I think that's because of a contact, but he's going very slow.
Right now it seems that he needs to push the pace at Emmanuel's Pulik School car and the Care Foundation with Jose Miguel, and we have Alberto Toribio Garcia chasing that Native Health Matters car in front of him, the number 3.
Toribio didn't have such a good he had a bad qualifying for what we were expecting from him. He had such a good pace on practice, and then he fell off the face of the earth completely on qualifying. He's 15th now, so he has a lot of ground to make.
Tough situation right now to recover so much distance for Alberto Toribio. Jordi Garcia chasing the number 24 with Brasco, being able to make the overtake or not.
I think he's going to, if he lifts the braking for late. Let's see what he does. No, yeah, he has on the outside. Yep. Oh, but he has lost the inside of the corner. This is very important.
My friend, no, there he goes.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's a complex of corners where you have to be very aggressive with the braking on the outside in order to win the position, because otherwise you left the inside open for the driver that you're trying to overtake, and then all goes for naught. But he did it very well. He closed the door just hard enough, as we see Victor Lobato now battling for position with Adrian Baez, I think.
Finally getting the overtake over a little bit of a struggle, and we are watching the struggle of Victor Lobato right now, very, very close to Victor de la Fuente in front of him, the number 25 Ocean Landing, and the Regency Beauty Pageant behind him, the number 14 Victor Lobato already trying to make the overtake in this back straight. Let's see what happens there.
Oh, so David Perez has overtaken Victor de la Fuente, I think. This is what happened. He's up to 3rd right now, and now Lobato is pressuring Victor de la Fuente.
Victor de la Fuente. Oh, tight moves there. And tough ones for Victor Lobato, and Victor de la Fuente in front of him. David Perez.
I'd say that was an attempted block. I don't even think that was a complete block, but it looked like he moved his line through the straight as he was trying. His opponent was trying to make a move on him.
Yeah, and I don't know if it was in the braking area, so that's
that's even worse, because he was not under braking. He was trying to get the line on him, and then he moved to block that. I mean, I think it's legal to do that, but that was hairy because they were very close.
Yeah, for sure. Scary situation there for the drivers, especially the ones chasing Victor Lobato as well.
I don't know who is with Jesus Sicilia at the front of the field. There's another car in there, which is not in the fight. That's a lapped car, but I think they were taking the slipstream from each other. I briefly saw the leader with another car. Let's see if we can take a wider look. There he is. That's a lapped car that's just behind the 17. I think it is... well, that's not the 17. I don't know which car it is, but it's a lapped car for sure.
Coldo Gonzalez, I think it was the number 46 with Kill Pop Radio, the second car of Kill Pop Radio, trying to stay behind Jesus Sicilia.
But Sicilia has taken advantage of all that scuffles in the back to absolutely take off from the field. Look at that. That's almost a 4-second lead over Jonathan Alvarez.
Juan Jose Sanchez in the middle of one, and Victor Lobato in another big group of drivers and very fast ones. Jonathan Alvarez, David Perez, Victor de la Fuente, Victor Lobato chasing Jesus Sicilia. From the second to the fifth, and behind him Adrian Baeza.
Very, very closely bunch, and so far respecting their ground, but this is going to be a complete all-out battle as they go up the hill again for the next lap.
Be Social with Adrian Baeza, Regency Beauty Pageant with Victor Lobato, Ocean Linden with Victor de la Fuente, Alca Products with David Perez, and maybe Motion Pictures with the man in front of this group right now, Jonathan Alvarez, the number 34, who is struggling to maintain drivers behind. Let's see what happens in this Camel Straight.
Yeah, David is gonna try.
David going for it.
Maybe Victor makes it through wide. No, he doesn't have the room.
They're not gonna let that happen. But Victor Lobato is going to take advantage.
No.
And not being able to make the overtake on Victor de la Fuente, he's able to stretch it out. Victor de la Fuente staying in front of Victor Lobato. But what happens between David Perez and Jonathan Alvarez?
He made it.
He made it. Yes, he did. Taking the position is David Perez with Alca Products staying in front. Jonathan Alvarez is going to have to chase 4 minutes and a half to get to the end of the first session of racing today. The first 15-minute session.
Oh, he's trying again. Jonathan Alvarez up one corner. The fast left-hander.
This is not what you want. I can tell you that, because we already can see what is going to happen with the drivers behind. They're going to get even closer.
Yeah, absolutely. Sicilia is absolutely cherishing this because they are battling against them. Oh, they touch.
A little bit of a bump and a spin from David Perez, and a touch. Quite hard to watch that situation. Jonathan Alvarez being able to stay alive. The number 34, the survivor of the bump right now.
Yeah, it did really look to me like a race incident because they touched. There was a door-to-door contact. It looked like it was enough to upset the handling on David Perez's car, and he went onto the gravel. There we see there's a slight bump. Yeah, a slight bump in the wheel-to-wheel contact, and I think that was just a racing incident. Of course, Stewards will take a look at it, and he even had a contact with another car later on.
Yeah.
But then we see they were side by side. That was as close as you get. And even David, the contact happened when David moved to the left. So I think that was a racing incident.
Yeah, and it looked like it had a little bit of a gap between the contact. It was hard to measure how much distance they had between each other, but quite unfortunate for David Perez as well as Jose Manuel Sicilia, who finds him in the middle of the road, and we still have a battle ongoing in front.
3 wide. No.
Too wide between Victor de la Fuente and Jonathan Alvarez, and now it's going to be a 3 wide, very tight. Oh, whoa, very close call there. Victor de la Fuente is going to have to stretch it out right now, and a bit of a contact with Jonathan Alvarez, who's losing the car and crashing with Adrian Baeza and that Galindo's garden car as well. Oh my God.
Sergio Real involved as well. 3-car crash.
Victor de la
That was-
Fuente staying
I think-
alive.
There was, I think there was, in unlike in the other maneuver, I think there was a way too over-optimistic maneuver there to try to stay within a 3-wide move at the exit of the chicane. We'll have to see it again, but yeah, I think that was way too over-optimistic on someone.
Sergio Real was again one of the collateral damage drivers in the incident. I think we will have to study
Yeah.
that. If that happens
Sergio.
in the last round, we'll have to take it a big look as we
Let's see.
finish the round.
That's the replay. He's trying to force the 3-wide. That's not gonna happen. Then they touch, but then they're just trying to make it through this corner. Lovato is completely upset, and that's the content. I think that Lovato was way too over-optimistic on that maneuver, and the fact is that he was not involved in the 3-way car, in the 3-car crash. But I think he was kind of the main instigator of it because of the first contact in the chicane, and then the second one that happened because he was upsettled through the corner. So then again, we are not stewards. The stewards will have to take a look at that. But on my opinion as a racing journalist, that looked a little bit like an over-optimistic move on Lovato's part.
We'll sure have to take a look to that report post race. The only race we will report will be the last round if it's necessary on the top 4. But yeah, we're gonna have to take a look to that, and we're gonna have to study who approach who. Although I have to agree with you that it looked like the approacher was Victor Lovato. We still have a battle ongoing at Torcajide, and Jose Manuel Sicilia, the number 5, with Alpauto Paints closely chased by Aitor Cajide, who also has Javier Carré behind him. Tough moves here.
That was a bit too much of a block there, because that was a way too sharp. But I mean, these incidents have opened the door for them. They are now battling for 4th place when they were battling for 8th just a few minutes ago. But 4 cars have disappeared in front of them. So that's the new situation right now. And drivers like Nacho Limorti, Antonio Jesus Villalón, Alberto Toribio, and David Perez are in the top 10. David, with the other incidents, has regained the top 10 spot, and I think he's even overtaken Alberto Toribio for 9th place, so he might save some points from here.
Going to be interesting, and this is already a little bit of a showcase of what can happen in the last round. We are watching David Perez with Alberto Toribio Garcia on top of him.
I think this is the final lap. I think that now Sicilia is cruising to the race win if he hasn't already, because he has a 10-second lead on the 2nd place finishers, and yep, that's it.
There we go. Going through the finish line in this first round of racing today, Jesus Sicilia, number 8, with a very good performance. Again, Heart to Heart International, our sponsor for this week event. So they're going to be happy, and we see the rest of the drivers finishing and going through. Nacho Limorti with Kill Pop Radio as well.
Jordi Garcia in the 24.
They've really been able to maintain themselves together. Some of them, we saw that crash in there. Well, actually 2 crashes between Jonathan Alvarez and David Perez, and afterwards between Victor Lovato and Jonathan Alvarez. So it's as it was predicted. There's going to be sparks flying around, and
there was a lot of sparks.
as a matter of fact. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they regulate for the next round. We are watching some of the last drivers getting to the end of the last lap in the session, and we'll reload and we'll start with another round of practice, qualifying, and racing. Will be another 15 minutes, and after that, we'll go to the third session. But I'll talk to you about that. We're going to take a quick little break, and we will be right back. Stay with us, and I hope you're having fun. See you right away.